you are being held hostage. Watch till the end to find out how. But first, I'm going to tell a 28-minute anecdote that goes nowhere. So it all started when I was 4 years. I was walking across the pavement. I was walking alongside.
We have a possible hostage situation.
Just get to the point already. Some people's storytelling method is to string people along, and I want none of it, so I'm going to explain to you how to get away from them. I'm Sean Buckles, I'm an online publisher, and I want you to be able to write well in order to think more clearly. I cannot give you money, but I can give you the skills that have made me money. If you like that, act accordingly. So who's taking you hostage? Why do they do it? How do they do it? And how to fix it. There are 3 possible perpetrators. There are bad writers, bad storytellers or lazy storytellers, and bad people. They are actually out there, I'm afraid so. Last night's YouTube video, today's email newsletter, you're being strung along, you're feeling it. So how does each perpetrator do it? Well, bad writers, they're just dragging you along with their thinking process. So they are not able to think very clearly and write very clearly, and they're just showing you the first draft in a sense. Bad storytellers, they do this intentionally. They keep their best points in reserve. They are planning a big reveal at the end. Ideally, it's glaringly obvious as well what the big reveal will be. So you have to sit it out for 20 minutes plus and watch through all of their secretive nonsense. The second type of bad writer, they are just rambling. They're lazy, and there's no real point. There are people that do this, by the way. Clueless people telling clueless stories. And the third perpetrator are bad people. They just want your attention. They want your time. It doesn't matter how. Run. So what effect does this have on us? Well, whenever a writer does this, we can always tell. Deep down inside, we feel that they are doing this to us. It annoys the out of me. It really does. And what happens is I'm actively looking for ways out. I'm actively looking for reasons to cop out. And at my earliest convenience, I will bounce. I'm off. Goodbye. So it doesn't work. Why do people do it then? Good question. Some writers seem afraid that when they give people the thing they are looking for, the intrigue or the answer to their question, for example, that they would lose their reader's attention. This is counterintuitive, I have to give it to them, but if you give people the answer or the information up front, they will actually stay. More on that in a minute. What bad writers seem to do is they plan a mic drop moment at the end of the piece. And no one will be around to hear the mic dropping, but they do it anyway. So they keep their best points in reserve, they keep the best arguments to themselves, secretively they walk you through a long-winded story or anecdote that doesn't have any significance or intrigue to it. They don't really seem to try that hard, and that is because they aren't. They are lazy in their storytelling. They are bad storytellers. They take their readers' attention hostage in a way, and it seems dishonest to me. And that's why I am making this video. I want you to be able to spot a bad storyteller and get out of there, and don't waste your time with them. What they do is they capture instead of captivating. And this is a subtle difference, but it is a very important one, and it distinguishes good storytellers from bad ones. When we captivate our reader, we are trying, we are putting in the effort to provide intrigue, interest, to provide value. When we capture, however, we are taking from them, we are taking their attention, we are taking their time. If you find you need to take your reader hostage, this is due to bad writing alone, nothing more. And it is your writing that needs addressing. On YouTube specifically, people do this to increase their watch time, so their ad revenue goes up. However, it doesn't work. If you are a creator and you find yourself doing this, there is a simple fix. And that is to negotiate on behalf of your reader. If someone has negotiated on your behalf, you will be able to tell. I think we can feel it in our bones. The negotiation would go something like this. See if you can feel the difference. Would my audience be willing to read on if I provide my harshly formulated opinion with no proper introduction or context, and then rant for 5 minutes or so, throwing in some curse words, not telling them what the point of it all is? Versus if I provide my reader with the exact information they're looking for, sprinkle some intrigue on top, foreshadow the clue a bit, give them a table with all the information neatly laid out, and then get into it. Would they want to read on? This is, of course, a rhetorical question. The second way to fix it is to get to the point immediately. This requires you to be able to answer questions very concisely and to front load the information. And front loading means to pull forward what matters most. I'll do a separate video on this because it's a very important and interesting topic, and I'll link it up here when it's done. And there's one more, and we'll discuss that in a minute. After publishing 1 million words, I found 7 principles, 7 fundamentals to writing well and therefore thinking well. To share this with the world, I've written a short guide that you can download at no cost to you at onepenshow/secrets. It will make your writing magnetic instantly, and I want you to have it. So go check it out. So how do you engage people without dragging it out? Well, you provide value up front. But won't people simply bounce after the first paragraph? No, they won't. People will want to spend time with you if you provide them with value up front. But there is a way to keep them extremely engaged, and that is to hand them an onion of value. And that's what this next video is all about. Go check it. It's worth it. It's worth your time. It will provide value to you in the first minute. Promise you, I won't take you hostage.